Hey guys, it's Storm here, and today for you, I have another epic LEGO Star Wars base. So this base, here's a general overview, sorry about that. This base took place on some planet that it's like very rocky, and so it has a lot of cliffs. Like there's like a big drop-off cliff right there, and then there's another big cliff right there. Yeah, so there's like another big drop-off cliff right there and stuff. So, the basic story with this, yeah, and other than the fact that it's a lot of drop-off cliffs, was the Separatists built a little base that's basically very compound, and all it really was it wasn't actually a base, but it was a deeply guarded control center jail area that was high above the ground and was meant to contain a few different treasures and a jail cell for extreme prisoners and treasures that they had to keep from the Republic. Sorry, I have a really big frog in my throat. So, and what happened was the clones decided to just send a big wave of invasion people over, but when they were doing that, the Separatists were having a drop-off meeting, and so the dropship was just kind of flying over, and then it landed and sent everybody out. So now we're going to get to the actual review. I will start over here, review the whole battle scene, then go on to the base, and then review what the heck's going on over there. So over there, we have the Separatist shuttle that just landed, that clone over there that's trying to curve around and just try and break through the rubble somehow and hit the droid army, because the droid army is like unstoppable. And the Mace Windu's Jedi Starfighter landed, the little glass thing came off of it, and the whole Starfighter's just kind of sitting there, I guess. Sorry, I just realized that it could be brighter because of the awesome light that I have. So yeah, that's there. And then there is the AT-ST, which is trying to shoot at the clone like normal, and the shuttle shooting at Mace Windu's Starfighter, and the AT-ST shooting at the clone speeder. And then this AT-RT over here is just trying to shoot at, I don't even know what he's trying to shoot at, but he's trying to, oh yeah, he's trying to shoot at the Mandos there, but I'll show you the Mandos later. And then Mace Windu, right there, came out of his little starfighter, and then right as the troop carrier deployed the last of its droids, he went on a complete rampage, chopped that droid's head off, and I believe the head is somewhere in that rubble over there. I believe it's right there. Yeah, so it's like actually crushed under the thing, because he sliced also the thing that was actually holding the troops off, like the actual carrier of the troops off, and I guess he like hit that droid up front and the back, so he's just like laying there idle. But the good news is all the droids came off already. So yeah. And then over here, we have these two guys, snow people, just kind of sitting there. That guy is launching a bullet at this guy because he's on the Separatist. He's launching his big rocket thing, and that guy's trying to laser the Mando or him or something. And they're actually both also trying to get at him because he's gonna also blow up the Starfighter. And also challenging this guy. I think this is still far away. There we go. Just try to ignore if you hear like a phone or anything. But yeah, so that guy's on the Separatists, and the Imperial Guard guy is charging him as well, and the droid is like aiming right at his face with the cannon. And then this regular clone is desperately trying to blow this Mando speeder up into a billion pieces, but even if he does hit the Mando, the speeder's still going to run right into him, so he's going to die anyway. He just doesn't want to hit the ground too hard. This little cannon over here is actually aiming at a Mando turret, which I'll show you earlier. It's just kind of sitting there. It's using its long-range pointer fire, which means it's not like sending up curved Hail Marys, but it's kind of just like launching it out straight and hoping that it's going to hit something. R2-D2 is just kind of going that way. It's going to fall off the cliff, the other side of the cliff. And, well, he's just like, he got dropped off along with Mace Windu's Starfighter, and he's just kind of roaming around randomly. And by the way, the cliff continues in the back, but it doesn't continue on either of the sides. So, and then this little thing from the Endor set is just flinging rocks at the droids and stuff, seeing if that can do anything, which I don't really think it will. The Wookiee is guarding it like a soldier, looking so epic. Like, I don't really think that clones and stuff look epic, but that Wookiee looks so epic. Like, he looks insanely epic. And so now, yeah, the AT-RT is just trying to shoot this guy because he is gonna ride, and he is trying to kill Captain Rex and the ARC Trooper. This Mando is trying to hit the Endor person, which I think he's actually currently doing, but I don't know, because these three guys, which I'll show you later again, are all just kind of randomly charging up and serving no purpose to humanity. Yeah, so the Mandos are preventing that, but the AT-RT might actually be able to do something, depending on what it's able to do. Again, ignore the background noise. So yeah, let's just put this in close-up mode. Yeah. So you have the Endor people again. Han Solo's looking like an idiot like normal. Sorry, Han, but you gotta look like an idiot in all my bases. Captain Rex is talking with the ARC Trooper, and he's just like in a line, and they're just gonna shoot at anything that tries to stop them. They're not really raiding as much as they'd like to, but they're just like kind of fighting randomly. I don't really understand what they're doing. They're just kind of, because the droids are gonna win this, there's no doubt, but they still want to have an opportunity to do something. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for that base plate. And then over here to this one, we have the other Endor dude who's actually like jumping out of the water. So he's like about to trip and fall, because it's really hard to balance on top of water when there's nothing really there. And then we have this Ewok who is, his legs are half submerged in the water, and he's trying to shoot at the droid army. Oh, I shouldn't have shown you that because I want to give you a really good view of it later. And then you have the Gungan warriors sneaking out from the forest behind. I like all the little grass pieces I just kind of set up in there, and then a little green thing. And then Jar Jar Binks is just trying to attack. And then we have a little grass piece again, and then this really epic small river right here, and then a lot of grass pieces and stuff, like a lot of grass pieces. And then this random green piece for some odd reason that I just decided to stick there. And by the way, Bill was one of the parts of this. He designed the actual base and everything, because it took a very long time to stack all those bricks up so that it would be as tall. I don't actually know how many bricks that is, but when I show you, you might be able to give me an estimate. There is a snowtrooper and a bomb squad trooper, and an ARF trooper is shooting over at the droid army, and a snow trooper is actually crashed into the tactical droid speeder. Those two guys are shooting at him, and then the Jar Jar Binks is kind of like gonna crash into him, and this guy is on the Separatists, and he's just trying to blow Jar Jar Binks into oblivion, because you know that the machine guns have very high power, so you can just go da 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 and just like completely obliterate all of him. Yeah. And so, tactical droid speeder there, random plant. This Separatist guy, who's kind of like a jump trooper for the Separatists, has two little tiny pistols. He's trying to jump the ARF trooper. The ARF trooper and the other bomb squad trooper, the bomb squad trooper was like running, and then he just turned and saw the droid army, and he's thinking of turning around now. I'll give you a better look at the droid army when I get to that base plate. But he's just like, why did we do this? Yeah, wrong button. So that is there. The zombies hijacked this Separatist vehicle, and so they're just trying to ride around causing mayhem. They don't really know what they're doing because they're zombies. They're just hoping that they can cause quite a bit of mayhem. If they can, that's good for them, because it's mayhem. Mayhem. So yeah, our brand new zombie with a pumpkin head, and then the same old stormtrooper skeleton zombie. I guess he like didn't like the seat or something, because he's like slouching over to avoid sitting. And then here's a stat here. Like, the Separatists have a lot more forces than the clones do, so the clones are definitely not like gonna win this, but they're gonna fight. I mean, but the clones do have Captain Rex and that ARC trooper, and the clone with the bomb, so they might have a chance. They just might. So yeah, that droid is kind of moving out, and he's gonna take out some people. This was Bill's last minute addition, right before we had to leave for where we had to go. It's a little auto turret. If I can get a good enough view on that. The shit's went out really bad. But it's 3 bricks high. It has enough power to run for 3 years without anyone having to worry about it. It has 1 rotate turret and then 1 big cannon, and they both can cause a lot of damage. Whoa, that was a weird flick of my wrist. Because they're like just fighting off of the edge of the cliff, though. This is really dangerous what they're doing, because something bad could happen. So yeah, you could see that like this guy could snipe that bomb squad trooper right there, and then this other one could snipe some other stuff. This whatchamacallit, this vulture droid actually just shot up from below, from one of the old land bases up here, and then shot up and is gonna go whoosh that way. And that guy, he's just kind of riding over, looking at the snow trooper, seeing if he can beat him up, and then trying to go over here to prevent anybody else from just running through and having a clean shot at any of the Separatists, because they're going to have some more stuff and people, because there's like a whole another forest area coming from over here. And also this Ewok here, this droid was the only guard basically over here, so this Ewok just kind of shot him, and so he did a faceplant because he was running around, jumping around and such. This gangsta, he's gonna charge up and kill the Ewok, and so Luminara is in her little speeder, and Darth Vader is fighting her. They're lightsaber dueling, and she's actually going against the proton cannon. The proton cannon is aiming over there at that guy. He's gonna take him out so that he doesn't cause any more damage again with the slouching regular droid. And those two guys are gonna duel it out and stuff. They're gonna duke it out. That speeder is just kind of charging up, trying to get Luminara again. This Mando is trying to turn his turret over so he can shoot at Luminara 2. And this droid is being crazy. He put the staff on full power, and so he can't really control it. He's like holding on for dear life. That's why his legs are like flying back at like super fast speeds. And so this is what the droid army looks like. 9 regular droids, a super battle droid in the back, Captain Rob in the front, and then 2 commando droids on either side. None of them are dead yet because no one has dared to challenge them yet, because there's can only be like a few actual guys that will challenge them, and whenever they do, even if they do kill one droid, the whole rest of the army will turn and just completely destroy them. So that might not be the best idea for anyone to charge them. So they're just kind of walking around in formation, just like a little decoy. So yeah, guess that this is everything on this base plate. Man, Bill added a lot of last minute stuff. So over here we have this little like pathway here leading up to the main base, and it has these 3 amateur Mandos that were coming from a camp behind the base, and they're just kind of walking up. And so that guy is about to fall off into the pit of death, which is otherwise known as my bin of random pieces. This guy is trying to grab onto him, and then that guy's like, "You two have issues." So yeah, the Mandos have like problems and stuff. And then this flying droid is the amateur of the 3 flying droids that were camped at the bottom, because the flying droid is actually at the bottom of the cliff, but they weren't really that picky. They can just fly up. This guy landed, but then his jetpack like ran out of fuel as soon as he got up, because he forgot to fill it all the way because he was too nervous. So he just kind of like jumped. He just kind of made like a big jump all the way up, and then just like landed there, and he's just going to walk in like a normal droid and stuff and try and do some damage. And then there's this little ladder platform up to here where this Mando is trying to snipe out into the battle there. And so, yeah, more of the platform, and then the flying droids took Princess Leia into this little jail cell. I mean, there's a way out, but if she wants to, the only thing she can do is jump, and at that point she's gonna die, because that is a huge drop-off for LEGO people. Like, that is a huge drop-off. I'm sure I'm like the only people on YouTube that has done this, so Bill was really excited when he came up with the idea. All she has in there is food that's brought in through the whatever you call it, bars, through the window bars, a shower that also has a sink, and she has to use the bathroom off the cliff, and then wall edge. So you can just like kind of look out into nothingness, or she can just sit there. And then these 2 elite assassin droids and these 2 regular assassin droids are all walking out into the battle. As I said, there's a lot more forces on the Separatist side than there are on the clone side, so the Separatists are definitely going to win the defense, but they might lose quite a few souls. And then along the whole pathway, which is very detailed, I like what Bill did there. By the way, Bill designed the whole base, and I did the battle scenes so that we could be even, and he added a lot of detail. And so, because even though it was kind of cramped because of the bricks, I'll show you them in more detail later, he added as much detail as he physically needed. In here you have a little toilet for the main people to go. If you have to take a shower or anything, they'll have a ship off the base. Here is the main engine area. There's this big heavy gun on top of it just for display. It's not really usable, and the engine just pumps energy into the general area. This is a little lookout area here. This is more lookout areas there with some protection and stuff. And then also in there you have a little chest and then a little gold brick in there. Those are the things that the Separatists are trying to defend, and that's the whole reason the clones want to get at it. They're just like trying to send somebody to run up and then just get inside there and get that, because it contains something that the clones desperately need, like insanely badly. Okay, good. I was gonna say this was in faraway mode the whole time. And then that's what that looks like from the inside and stuff. And then, whoa, I hit it accidentally. There's a little medical bay back there, and in here we have computer area with a little table right there, and then a bunch of computers, and there's a droid sitting there working at them, just kind of watching everything that happens, because the computers, they have little tiny cameras set up all over the place, and he's just keeping an eye on the battle. He knows that they're going to win, but he just has to like be constantly in contact with everybody else. And so if we take a little walk up the steps, these awesome steps, we have the little food area, because since there isn't really a lot of people living here originally, they only need the food for the main guy and then like maybe like 2 Mandos who were the only people originally living there. So there's the little food table. It has some drinks and it has some other normal food, and then there's some little protection around it. There's all these little black railings. This is also the Separatist leader's bedroom. You can go downstairs and play video games if you want inside of his little computer area, although he's not really supposed to. And so he's just sleeping on his little waterbed. I love the way Bill designed that waterbed. It's a really cool waterbed. And there's his little hat, because he couldn't really fit it on there, so he just puts it there when he sleeps in the waterbed. And so here is just a good detailed look at all these bricks it took to get all the way up so that this would be even with the table. I mean, he used up a lot of bricks. A lot of bricks. You got every single kind of brick you could imagine in there, but it is extremely unstable. So here we have little Flying Droid Central. There's like a little Flying Droid elevator or something. If you like run out of energy, it's attached to the wall, and it can either slide up or down. You just sit on it, and then you can slide up or down, and it'll bring you to where you need to go. 2 flying droids are sitting there ready to launch up, because they actually filled theirs correctly, because while he was already up there, they were still filling up. So they can actually fly over the battle scene, while the 3rd one is just stuck down there like a regular droid. And then you have some support platforms under this, so that this remains more stable and it doesn't just like flip and then top over. There's some debris from other battles. That was one of the clones' remains that kind of disintegrated, and all that was left was his body from like an old battle or something that he had. And then there is a part of a Mando turret that just like completely got obliterated in the last base, and then the Separatists just threw it overboard because they had gotten the new auto turret technology. And then, so over here is the other little platform area. Over here we just have a little like place where like another little land place, because it goes like cliff, land, cliff. So this is the other cliff, and the Hyena Bomber droid was just kind of like skimming along this, and he's gonna take off and then bomb the clones in the back there once he actually gets the opportunity to. So there's just a good look at that. Bill designed it so that the wings would be like that, but that it looks like that with the handles and stuff. It still looks pretty killer though. And so yeah, this concludes our base review. Well, actually my base review of something that Bill and I did. I hope you have enjoyed this epic base as much as I have. Please be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, everything. That's all for today. Hope you have enjoyed.